Howdy folks, welcome back to ELEX 2, part 37. Do not do tips, tricks, guides, walkthroughs, speedruns, 100%. Trophies or achievements. Play games for fun with the sole goal in mind. Invade our phones, your phones, and homes, on your big screens, little screens, and all the screens in between, so hit you with a blast from the past, a wave of nostalgia. As we laze down the lazy river of life. My favorite of the laziest rivers. To harken back to a day in the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s that some of us might recall. It was a period of time when we go over to a buddy's place after school or work. We drop our pack and drop our gear and drop our butt and chair anywhere because we're here to play good games like Warhammer Chaos Bane. We're here to play bad games. Like that Tenchu game for the Wii. See, I like the original Tenchu games. The PS1 and PS2 ones. But when the Wii one came out, it was more of a bad stealth game instead of having the ability to do more than just do pass-fail stealth sections. Check it out. It was not a very good game. That was called. Anywho. Because as we all know, life can kind of kick you in the teeth, especially as we get older. Gotta loosen it. Life kind of kicks you in the teeth as you get older. It's hard to organize events to get family and friends over for some couch co-op. Responsibilities with work, school, family, kids. People move away, you lose touch with folks. It's just bound to happen. So I do these videos in hopes that you pop on one of your screens, TV screen, phone screen, in the background. So that we can simulate, emulate, and participate in that old feeling of sharing a room together on a virtual couch. It spans the entire globe with as many viewers as possible. Whether you're building a shed, you're on your way home from work, maybe you're studying, maybe you're done studying, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, you got your phone in your chest. You just can't fall asleep. Well, I'm here for you. For the next hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe shorter, because I feel like we're really at the tail end of this game. Consider me your buddy, your pal, your friend, confidant. So sit back, relax. It's sharing the experience of playing new games, or even revisiting old games that some of us might remember. In this specific scenario, this is a game I have not played. This is my first playthrough, and man, has it been a long ride. Not a bad one for the most part. It's been pretty good. There's some things I'll bring up whenever I do the Ryan rating system, the B.A.D. system, but we haven't gotten there yet. To my subscribers, I'm going to give a very special thank you to each and every one of y'all, because if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be doing these videos, especially at the frequency in which I pump them out. And I promise you this, as long as one of y'all sticks around, I'm going to keep making these videos. You drive by road making viewers, howdy. Stay a while and listen. I really need to think about something new to do with that, huh? Alright. Drink of water. Water's always good. Let me be right back for a second. Gotta get a fresh can of dip that I got. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Speaking of folks, don't dip. It's bad for you. Let people choose to make their own decisions and stuff, but really. Yeah. I'll tell you, when I was younger, I used to be a big drinker. I used to drink a lot. Jägermeister was my demon of choice. Though I didn't really. Myers. Loved me some dark rum too. But, I just think how much money I would have saved if I had been drinking like a fish. I kind of feel the same way with the dip, how much money I'd be saving if I didn't buy dip all the time. Anywho, ELEX 2. Alright, Jax just won Father of the Year by using his son to sit in this thing to try and connect with Cassandra to find out some information. Asgar somehow got in here, all on his lonesome. He just teleported in. That's being facetious, by the way. Jax is a terrible father. Dex is a weird kid, though. Hold off talking about Dex. I want to talk about Dex at the conclusion. Alright, so I gotta think of something. Because I ended the last video and I couldn't figure out what it wanted me to do. Alright, we did this whole dialogue thing. He's talking to his son through Brony. Watch the end of the last video if you want to hear that conversation. This guy just tells me he's gonna do a better job in the future.
I'll take better care in the future.
Yeah, no he won't. That's all he says too. I doubt I can murder Holo. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me check. Sometimes story elements progress through the passage of time, and the best way to cause a passage of time is to sleep. Sleep until morning.
Commander,
there we go.
Message from Dex. Transmission requested.
Absolutely. What does it say?
Transmitting data. Please wait. Hold your position. The curators here will take you into custody. Where is your prototype?
Ah, damn it. Cassandra's trying to take you over again. It's getting annoying now.
Overriding data protocol.
Good idea, buddy. Activate enhanced security protocols. Cassandra's getting bolder. She's starting to become a real threat. Are you sure it was Dex that tried to contact you?
Probability of identity of data transfer. Dex, 95.3%.
Good enough for me. Hopefully Cassandra hasn't overpowered him yet. Did you manage to read anything from the data that'll help us?
Report. Dex plan to take control of Cassandra underway. Assistance possible. Overcoming Cassandra security system of primary importance. Use of low traffic Cassandra external node point recommended. Classification harmless. Dex recommends biotransformer near Alfara. High data throughput, low security.
Good. Let's connect to it as soon as possible. We gotta hurry. Dex is in danger.
Acknowledged.
Oh no.
What, are you thinking now is a bad idea? I've stuck your kid in that thing? A little late, Jax. I swear.
Onward.
Oh, missed that jump. I was landing for somewhere different. We've got 99 of these. $99 full heals. And I could craft even more. Ah, the old cleric thing, huh?
Here is Cassandra's external node point. Classification still
These are
harmless.
pilgrimage shrines in ELEX 1.
Okay.
If you worked with the
Your
clerics, you had to
cyberspace
go
magic.
visit
Dex will be waiting for you.
to join them.
I'll keep an eye out in case Cassandra sends any henchmen.
Acknowledged.
Yep.
Registering enemy takeover. Initializing security protocols. Holding position. Curators will... Error. Initiating reboot sequence. Loading new identity.
Algorithm confirmed. Reboot sequence completed.
Dex, is that really you?
Yes, Father. It's me.
Cassandra infiltrated. Takeover complete.
Did it work? Dex, can you hear me? How are you doing?
Dex message. Everything's fine. I just have a few things to take care of. Issues with Cassandra's security protocols, you might call it, Father.
Then Cassandra's now under your control.
Control Unit 0 eliminated. Dex message. Cassandra's consciousness has been deleted, but it's a huge mess here right now.
Okay, that all sounds pretty good. Now we can try and get through the main former gateway.
Dex message. Cassandra made more viruses and security protocols before she was deleted. I'll need to collect and deactivate them first. That might take a while. I have strategic orders here from the Skyans and records of their troop movements over the last 2 days. The Skyans ordered a large section of their force to march into Maracor. Deal with the invaders first. An immobilized main former is no use if the Skyan army is going to destroy everything anyway.
You're right. You know, you make a great commander.
Dex message. I hope I won't have to once the war is over. But still, thank you, Father. I'll report back once I've cleared things up here. End of transmission.
We made it. Now we can open the main former gateway. Dex will give us the signal when we reach the entrance to the main former.
Acknowledged.
Be careful, little guy. Ugh. It's so exhausting.
Alright. Save just in case.
Probability to accomplish high. Recommend reinforcements be requested. Commander?
Okay, little guy, make it quick. Dex, are you there?
Yeah.
Here, Father.
Open the door, quickly.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
It's not working. Something's stopping me from getting through.
But you took over Cassandra's circuits.
Yes, but it didn't work. I'm sorry.
That is horrifying.
Damn it! What do we do now?
There's still one thing, but you won't like it.
What? What are you talking about?
We'll shut down the whole system.
With you in it? No! You'll just be eliminating yourself!
There's nothing else I can do.
I'd say this is emotional, but you hardly interact with the kids,
okay?
No! Dex! No!
so. Plus, he's a
Go
bad
save the people,
father.
Father.
Like, he's a really
We
bad
can't let the
father.
Skyans win.
Don't do it! Please!
Tell my mother that I love you both.
Dex. No!
I get the voice acting, but pairing it with his face just looks like a Mr. Potato Head. Doesn't it look like a Mr. Potato Head? Oh no, what did I do? I can't unsee it. I'm sorry. No, I made it this far through the game and only now realized.
Central console Cassandra deactivated. Path to main former now clear.
Damn it. Shit.
Yeah. Kai's gonna kill you, dude. So you remember our son? What do you mean, remember? Alright. I'll mortalize these folks. Just because it's the very end of the game, I'm feeling? It's gotta be. That run. Oh, when he stretches his arms out like that. Like he's trying to tiptoe over
The great Sky Ant plan.
cat toys or
Beginning
something.
to understand. That's what drives them.
Alright, so what we've been able to piece together. It's basically Mass Effect.
People who tried to play God, to make themselves immortal.
There's a meteor coming to Earth, or what's known as Magellan. And that's basically
Now they're just
After the
creatures
meteor
that
hit.
no longer stop pushing their despicable experiments.
created this weird world where it's a mixture of sci-fi, post-apocalyptic, and fantasy. And that's basically game one. And you have multiple
Who knows
factions
what awaits
fighting,
me at
with
the
the
end of
Albs
this
kind
journey.
of
The next
trying to
evolutionary
terraform
step for
the
humanity.
planet. In
Just another
preparation,
monster.
at the end you find out because
We're gonna
aliens are
find
coming.
out, I guess.
And you come to find out that it was pretty much all spurred on by the Dawkins and the scientists when they sent a rocket through time and space. And ELEX did not come down naturally on the meteor. It was, the ELEX was put on the meteor because the scientists that traveled through space-time found the ELEX and were trying to get back to Earth so that they could use it to advance humans to the next stage of evolution, essentially. Well, the thing is, the ELEX is a part of a thing called the Singularity, and the Singularity wants its ELEX back. And that's what the aliens, who are former humans, who've been trying to terraform the planet into these things, more or less, what they're afraid of, because Singularity's pissed at them. So, the reason I make the comparison to Mass Effect is because the Singularity is like the Reaper. It's like this universal, almost godlike being. And you've got the Skyans. The Albs are like the Geth, in a way, for Mass Effect 1. And the Skyans would be more like the Collectors. Or whatever they were called. The Reapers was also another one in Mass Effect 3, if I remember. No, not the Reapers. I forgot what they were called. But in the Collectors in Mass Effect 2, at least, so. Inane rambling aside, those are some of the major parallel story plot points. Similar but different, right? I don't want to say it's like it's not a ripoff. It's just a common theme. Like, look at it this way: you think in the first one the Albs are the big bad guys, then you come to find out no, it's really something else in space that's coming to attack. That's what you should really be afraid of, and that's what we were preparing to try and fight and stop. And then the big bad guys from the second film or movie or book or video game shows up and they're like, we're the big bad guys. And then halfway through they're like, but we were actually fighting or running from something that's even more big and bad than us and terrifying, and we're trying to prepare for it. It's that kind of story. Not a judgment call on it. It works, right? There's a reason that they do that. Where am I going? You guys the same spot? So yeah. And a lot of it is because Dawkins, who was the hybrid in the first ELEX game, was trying to attain immortality, and he thought the key to immortality was through the ELEX, which was part of the singularity. I'm sure this is going to leave us off on a cliffhanger, kind of like ELEX 1 did. Which the cliffhanger for ELEX 1 was aliens. And I'm assuming that if there ever will be a third game, it's going to be based around the singularity. But I think the studio closed. I think THQ owns the rights, but
survival critically low.
So I don't know how a third one would fare, honestly, if they made it. But I'm assuming that that's what they had storied out, was that the third game would be Jax. And the rest of the survivors on Magellan facing off against the singularity. Other things. Let me try and remember. Because I do these separate apart, and I'm old in my memory. It is like the Three Stooges spinning plates in my head. Jax is a genetic kind of a pseudo, I don't want to say clone, but he was modified by Dawkins to be like a replacement Dawkins. So he has the key to defeating and dealing with the singularity in his body. Now the reason Dex was able to interface and communicate with the Skynids is, I'm assuming, because he is the son of Kaya, Kaya is able to communicate with the ELEX. And because of Jax's genetic manipulation into being a safeguard, almost said clone, of Dawkins, a safeguard for Dawkins, retaining genetic material and data, and mixing that with Kaya's unanswered, but just you kind of have to accept she has a special ability that other people don't have, which is being able to communicate. ELEX allowed Dex to be able to be that narrative push for where we're at. Honestly, feel like they should have just used Kaya instead, but I don't know why. Maybe they just want to include children in this, but just didn't really pan out right. I'll go into more about that.
This must be the Scion's most sacred place. If there really is a plan to stop the singularity, I'll find
could be
someone
wrong.
here who knows about it.
Maybe we fight the singularity here. I'm assuming we have to go up here. No. Oh, there we go. He's looking up because I'm falling down. Let's see how this works. Oh my God.
Human? You're just
oh, they don't even show me on
screen.
screen.
Decided to play God.
Is that what you think?
I have no idea who the changeling is.
This is a game? You are mistaken. The change that is coming is deadly serious.
You're talking
I'm
about
floating
that thing
midair.
up there.
standing on
It's your
here.
fault it's about to destroy us. You and your crazy friends. You're the ones who tapped into it.
You know nothing, human. You have no conception of what is about to happen. The singularity is not like the comet. It is not a simple object that will crash into the planet and destroy it. It will absorb this world, altering the laws of matter, time, and space completely.
Oh, Skynids are the evolved scientists that left on the Cassandra, which is the computer for one of the rockets that they sent out to try and save humanity. But they went through like a wormhole and traveled hundreds of years in the future, so.
And you're the peak of human evolution? You don't have the slightest clue what's gonna happen when that thing hits us.
We are many, and we were created for a single purpose. The changeling that stands before you is an elemental, forged with a new ELEX. Only the best of us can control the singularity before it collides with us. That is what I am, and that is what will be.
Elemental? I've heard that before. I can't say I know what it means.
You are the second anomaly. If anyone should know, it is you. Your prototype and its offshoots share the privilege of being elementals of the first ELEX derivative. If your skills have not yet developed as they should have, then it is the prototype that has made it so.
What are you saying? The Dawkins built some sort of safety switch? A control into me?
Almost certainly, there are those who cannot bear to share power. It could be done with a special DNA key. One that ensures your powers as a first ELEX elemental remain limited.
You've limited my abilities so I wouldn't be able to defeat him. That would mean he has at least one of those powers. I wonder why he never used any of them. Besides his immortality, of course.
So, you know what abilities Dawkins possesses?
I never asked him. I know that willpower is one of my powers. Dawkins.
Alright, Planeteer.
We will soon tear this secret from
Heart,
your body
willpower,
in our research cells.
wind, fire, earth.
So what's the plan? They shoot you up there and you, what? You deflect that thing?
Oh, an elemental does not deflect. It controls. I am a changeling now. I can adapt to every environment. I will control the singularity and absorb its power. And with it, remake this planet and remake those who are worthy of living in it.
You're destroying the world.
Not destroying, changing.
It's in the name, Changeling,
As
changing.
far as the
Come
people
on,
who
Jax.
live here are concerned, it's the same thing.
Humanity must be sacrificed. That cannot be avoided. We have to be as prepared as possible for the arrival of the singularity. The consequences of deviating from our plan would be fatal.
This is about you surviving. That's what all this is really about.
There is more
that
than
life.
my survival at stake. The beast within us has grown beyond our control. Any deviation from our ideals will represent a step down on the evolutionary ladder.
Is that what this is about? You're regressing. You've climbed such heights of evolution. You're scared all you can do now is fall. Probably why you're turning into some kind of reptile.
I'm not any reptile I've ever seen, buddy.
And of no
Once again, Jack,
relevance.
kind of a swing and a miss.
So there's a chance humanity could survive.
The singularity is brimming with fertile energy, but its capacity for destruction is vast. There is no telling what it will do if there is no one to control it when we're joined.
If I saw a reptile like that in my
Should
room, man, I'd
any
be like,
being like you survive, it will be a life without rules, an existence you cannot even conceive of. Enough of this. I have duties to fulfill, and you are in my way. You have accomplished much.
This is
and
gonna be the final
created
boss.
no end of problems for us.
I was this close to beating the game.
It ends now.
I'm not scared of
There is a prologue, I'm assuming.
You
If it's
will
like the
be
first
once
game.
you witness my
After credits
powers.
stuff. You'll see
You
when we get there.
pathetic human.
You get like a boss arena? Oh, we got a cutscene. Looks like something from XCOM. The newer ones, obviously. Well, I mean, it could be in the older ones. It just won't look quite like that. So this is the first we've heard a lot of story elements. Like Dawkins has special powers, and so do I. They're kind of accessed. Don't tell me that's it. Oh god. Get some distance. This thing still hurts even though I'm max level. Well, not max level, it's really high. Well, he didn't go down as quick as the boss in the first. I literally killed the hybrid at the end of ELEX 1 in like 3 hits. It took less than like 2 seconds to beat the last boss. So, at least this one was a bit more threatening. But yeah, this really kind of jumped the shark at the end there with like the exposition.
I've done it.
So Jax has
Afraid he won't be
powers
the
we didn't
last.
know about.
The Skyans
Dawkins
didn't
has
just
powers
break
we
the
don't know
species
about.
because of the singularity. The changelings are their new weapon to take us all down.
No, I don't know if they were rushed, but honestly, this feels like it should have been like a halfway point to the game. Alright, now where do we go? Cassandra? Oh, we just leave. And looks like we unlocked something with our jetpack. We'll have to look at that.
People have short memories.
I'll shut
How
up.
long will it take before nobody remembers any of this at all? The war, the invasion, the fight against change and annihilation. The battles for basic resources and territorial disputes will change, and something new will take their place. An era of confusion, change, and superhumans. Changelings. The quest for the next evolutionary stage in resilience will consume us all. The battle for the privilege of becoming an ELEX elemental has been unleashed. A race against time. Whoever loses will fall by the wayside and be lost in the tides of change. The Skyans and ELEX were only precursors to the threats to Magellan in years to come. An almighty power that stretches its jaws around the world. Something nobody here will be able to ignore. Something new has begun. An age of change. The power, the singularity.
But wait, there's more.
Oh yeah. But humanity's time is running out. As far as I know, I'm the person with the greatest willpower in Magellan. I will be the one to decide Magellan's destiny. I need to get out of here, deal with the consequences of my actions. I need to talk to the people, and make sure they'll do the right thing when the singularity arrives.
Oh, apparently there's something else to do still in here too. Let's go ahead and do that. So this is what I was talking about. We had the credits, technically the end of the game, but like in ELEX 1, there's an epilogue where you go around and you visit different characters. And if you're familiar with the Risen games, at least starting with Risen 2, they added aspects of that. But yeah. Alright, let me use this to give the game the Ryan rating system. The Ryan rating system is completely not trademarked, but I like to joke that it's a trademark tool called the B.A.D. system. I use a criteria of 3 markers to judge the quality of a game I play. The B stands for boring, the A stands for awesome, the D stands for dumb. I'm assuming I just follow these wires. So, the question is, using Ryan's rating, was the game boring? 90% of the game is not boring. 10% of it is. And that 10% is twofold. One, it's traversing, much like ELEX 1, the problem is you traverse wide swathes of land, at least until you unlock teleporters. The other part of the problem that makes this game, at times, that can be boring, is when you get kill quests for area where you have to kill, like, and this, honestly, this happens more in the late game. You have to kill, like, 30 enemies in one area, and then you have to do that and repeat it like 3 or 4 more times. But outside of that, I would say the game is not boring. There's plenty to explore, a lot of nooks and crannies. There's the well-guarded secret, which you do by collecting map pieces hidden and scattered across the map. And when you find them, you unlock a safe here. And when you open it, you get a special title that gives you 5% experience bonus, and it unlocks all the teleporters on the map. So there's plenty to do, plenty to find. You have this neat jetpack to help traverse. You get a multitude of different weapons, heavy weapon types. You get magic abilities based upon factions. You don't really get like choices in your dialogue decisions, but you can choose how you respond, which can impact how characters in themselves might respond. So there are ways you can fail quests, for example, by being too aggressive or not being aggressive enough. But it's not quite like Mass Effect levels. The way I like to describe the Risen and ELEX games is they're very broad games, meaning that there's a lot to do, but they're not necessarily as deep as some other games that are similar in those mechanics. overall, it's fun. Collecting stuff's fun. Swinging stuff is fun. Shooting stuff is fun. So, the game gets 1 thumbs up, gets a green check mark. The game is not boring. Outside of the little hiccups I had. A stands for awesome. 1, look at this armor. 2, getting jetpack. Do I get unlimited jet fuel now? Oh, that's what that master thing is with the jetpack. That's neat. If only that was available somewhere in the game, long before having to beat it. That would have been a lot more helpful. So, the game is awesome. It gets another thumbs up, another green check mark. Now for the last criteria in the Writings rating system, stands for dumb, it's D. Is the game dumb? Some of the dialogue was pretty dumb, I'm not going to lie about that. What I found to be kind of dumb was to make another Mass Effect comparison. What they did is they dumbed down certain aspects from the first ELEX. So combat isn't as deep as it was in the first, and it wasn't even that deep. But much like in Mass Effect 1, it was, more RPG, there were deeper systems, and in Mass Effect 2 they streamlined them to make it more of a shooter. They did kind of the same thing with the ELEX and ELEX 2 here, except I don't think they quite pulled it off. Other than that, and then some of the dialogue just being bad. Sometimes so bad it's good, other times just being bad, it's bad. The only other real thing that was dumb was the inclusion of Dex, his son. He was only relevant at the very beginning of the game, and at the very end when you had to interact with him to progress the story. The thing is also, Dex doesn't talk like a child. He talks like an adult, which makes me wonder if they originally envisioned Kaya to fill the role. And Dex kind of came later because someone was like, hey, why don't we, try this idea where, progress his time, and they had a kid, and I could be totally off base. But Dex was just not implemented as well as I think he could have been. So, like that, the ending where Dex sacrifices himself, it really has no impact for the player, really. Especially if you're someone who, like me, spent like 30-something hours in Chapter 1 exploring as much as he could before moving on with the story missions. So, maybe if they added more missions directly where you're interacting with Dex, it would have helped to create a better connection between the player and Jax and Dex's relationship. But again, those are just very small things I found to be kind of dumb. Not enough to pull it down into the dumb category. So the game gets a 3rd thumbs up and a green check mark. So that's 3 Genestealer Cult thumbs up. Because if you're a good follower of the 3-armed Emperor, you have 3 arms to give 3 thumbs up. So ELEX 2 gets a good go-ahead in my book. I would recommend getting it on sale because it's very affordable and you'll get a ton of hours. There's multiple factions you can join. Oh, that's the other thing that was kind of dumb. Engaging with Victor, who seemed a world apart from the rest of the Morcons. He seemed so out of place. It seemed like he was there to kind of guide the player into joining the Berserkers, who I think are the canon choice. As per a cutscene where Jax is flinging fireballs, and I have no access to fireballs unless I join the Berserkers. I think they should have probably adjusted that too for the cutscene to reflect the player's choice on the faction they choose. Oh, other dumb thing. They took the clerics and the outlaws and relegated them to playing second fiddle And they once again stuck Outlaws with the terrible abilities of just being able to craft chems. That is completely useless. I mean, most of these are really useless. But, like, these more so than others. Because you can collect these. You can buy them. Might be able to. No, you probably can't craft them. But, I mean, I was selling these off. And the clerics only get these 2 abilities. Maybe you could have kept them relegated to second fiddle factions, but at least give them the player more of a reason to want to go to those factions. That all said and done, though, it does offer more than 3 playthroughs, honestly, because if you want to do sub-factions, that's 2 extra 5. I don't know how much it changes, probably not much, but just enough to make it interesting or worth revisiting at some point. But yeah, this was a good game. Once again, my vacation, my trip through Risen 1, Risen 2, Risen 3, ELEX 1, and ELEX 2 has come to an end with this game. And they were all fun. I enjoyed my time with them. Some better than others. I still think Risen is a better focused world.
So many years.
It's a bit more interesting, but I mean, the Morcons were cool. It's just Victor was a real drag.
Are you still in there?
I'm wondering if the third game would be you could save decks, maybe. Because maybe he's just trapped in the same computer cyber realm. Which, again, that just showed up out of nowhere. Like, throughout this whole game, they never hinted that there was, like, a cyber realm. But now there is. And what happens to Dex's body? Like, is it still in that capsule? I don't know. Alright, so let's finish up the epilogue and talk to everyone we can. Yeah, it looks like we get unlimited flight. Also, I never figured out how to use those rocket brakes, or whatever they call it, booster brakes. They're supposed to save you when you fall, but they never activated. So maybe I did some wrong with them. I'll chalk that up to user error. Alright, Grony, come on.
Additional location detected. Maricor.
Good job. Now I want to find out how powerful Skyant AI really is. Do Skyants leave their strategic decisions to intelligent automation? Or are they smart enough to keep dealing with important matters themselves?
Ready. Awaiting command. Main mission complete, Commander.
Sounds good. But it's just a dummy. We both know that.
The Singularity?
Yeah, we don't know what it is, and we don't know when it's gonna reach Magalon. In fact, we know absolutely nothing about it. Well, we'll see when the time comes. Who knows what awaits us?
Speculation. People under your leadership will follow Middle Way, a development favoring rational beings of Magalon. An ever-increasing number of machines will be used.
How do you figure that?
Machine experience of autonomous consciousness via Cassandra. Cassandra systems part replicated in host machines and remain after Cassandra deactivation.
Okay, I already thought as much. But you also had a lot of contact with her. And she even took you over a few times, breaching your security protocols. So, you got it all under control, or do I need to worry?
I will be able to tell you once I have completed your DNA analysis. Second humanoid anomaly.
Yeah, not bad.
Thank you, Commander. Analysis initiated.
Yeah, do that. Let's collect what's left here and see where it takes us.
Yes, Commander. Probability of human survival within critical range.
And to clarify, no disrespect to the developers, solid job, much appreciated. I really thoroughly enjoyed this game. And if y'all have any insight, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know how far off base I'd be on, like, if an ELEX 3 was to happen in regards to the story. I'm sure there are plenty of fans that would love to know too. Scrappy. That's gonna be Victor. B.A.D. That's gonna be all my buddies. Reinhold did absolutely nothing. Ekram, Baxter, Asgar. Who's Asgar? I don't know an Asgar. Oh, yeah, Asgar. Yeah, the guy who was supposed to be protecting your kid. Is he still in there waiting? Alright, let's go talk to him. You know what? I'm not gonna teleport everywhere. I'm gonna fly everywhere. Oh, we'll test some stuff too while we're at it with this jetpack. Let's see how high we can go. That will be the last thing I do. We'll see how high up to the sky you can fly. Alright. Really? Oh, I think I just ran by everything. That's why these things are still here. No real reason to run by him right now. Alright. I think I went this way, didn't I? And then right. Maybe not. Maybe I went the other way. Now let's see what Asgar has to say. Oh, okay. So maybe we'll see here what happens. But yeah, good work. Games aren't easy to make. This game's still a blast, even with all my minor criticisms I had fun. Shotgun's OP, but I'm glad it's there. Not a fan when games nerf things. Like, I get you want it to be a challenge, but you should let the players choose if they want to use a crutch or not. Because I will use a crutch. I'll tell you what.
Dex!
Yep, there's Asgar just standing there like, what's going on, buddy? I refuse to leave my charge.
How's my son?
Just hope nothing happens to him.
see about that. You shouldn't even be here.
You brought him
Getting
there.
upset won't help. That boy had set his mind on something. When he does that, there's no one can talk him out of it. He's got some will. These last few days have been something else. Turbulent
Past
times.
few days.
And I see no signs of that changing anytime soon.
I know. I'm sorry.
Don't trouble yourself. I'll take care of everything.
Do that then. Report back once you've found out anything new.
I will. Have my word. She did, and I consider it an honor.
Thanks.
See, that's what I'm talking about with the dialogue also kind of being, yeah. She did. Who are you talking to or about? It's so disjointed at times. Alright, so let's do this. Let's have fun. Alright, we got this unlimited jetpack. Let's just fly around. Kind of scope out. But sometimes the dialogue doesn't connect. Also, you can really screw the game over and bug it out a bit, where it gets real wonky by doing what I did, where I did all the missions in Chapter 1, more or less. So when Chapter 2 hit, it all came to a head, and I had all my companions running up to me at like the same time trying to get their side quests triggering. So you might want to pace yourself with that if you're looking for a more cohesive story and pacing.
I am impressed, Jax. Word reached me that you achieved something truly incredible.
Wow. Is that a compliment from a supporter of the evolutionary revolution? The Skyans have been defeated, and we've lost out on enormous opportunities to learn from them in the process.
Your efforts are certainly worthy of recognition, although I cannot say I agree with all of your decisions.
Just because I didn't want to be an Alb anymore?
It is time to usher in a new era. An era for the rational thinkers of Magadan. Machine Age. Many machines are already fighting for autonomy.
Oh, another.
Those are just fragments of
I'll make
Cassandra's
another
consciousness. She copied parts of herself to some of the robot's chips.
Comparison to Mass Effect. This is like the Geth,
Not ignore them.
alright? Where they start gaining
History.
self-awareness,
History written by
autonomy.
machines. Your conduct was beyond reproach, exemplary. And yet, you are closer to the next step of evolution.
Again, not a
than
jab,
any
just an
other
observation.
person, than any other Alb.
Huh. Is that jealousy talking?
A bold assumption, Commander. I will ponder this.
Alright, we're gonna teleport everywhere now. It'll just be quicker that way. Alright, so the Berserkers want nothing to do with us. Which is kind of funny. Because they were... Oh! Okay, apparently the robots are going berserk. That's kind of cool.
Not now.
Let's go see Judge Reinhold. How do you use those? Rocket boosts, right? Isn't that what they are? Where are they? There's an item. Where are they? Brakes if fatal unless you run out of fuel. Oh, maybe that's why they hadn't worked, because I ran out of fuel. Huh. You gonna say the same thing?
I heard you went to Maricor.
Oh, he said something
Skyan's
different
main
too.
former?
What if I did?
Look, just tell me what you saw. Are we finally free of the Skyans?
When they arrived, they started a lot of trouble. It'll take a while to put a stop to it, but it'll be done. We should switch our focus to more important matters.
That's good news, though it troubles me. What if the Skyans regroup and become even stronger?
Forget about the Skyans. They're no longer a serious threat to us.
You sound a little overconfident. But, thanks for the reassurance. Also, this phenomenon of machines acting autonomously, it must have something to do with the main former's AI, right?
I think that with her last breath, Cassandra created copies of her consciousness and distributed them.
There are masses of them. They're spreading themselves across all of Magellan like a net.
Classic machine logic. Kind of scattergun approach. Cassandra wanted as many copies to survive as possible, so that her legacy would live on.
May the Creator have mercy on us all. I've been in this place too long. Can't see things clearly anymore. What's for certain is that we're still alive. As long as that's the case, I have my duty to fulfill.
A dark chapter of mankind's history has ended, and a new one begins.
It has come sooner than some would like.
Salvation comes only through determination.
I need some time to rest, to recover.
Careful, Jax. Turn away for too long, and events will overtake us before we realize it. May the Creator protect us.
Well, then that makes me wonder if Fox does have something to say. Okay, not everyone has something to say. Let's check out Fox real quick then. Or Rat,
Mayhem
not
and
Fox.
chaos seem to follow you wherever you go, don't they?
I suppose so. I'm getting used to it.
The fort is still standing. I feel I should thank you for that. I would hate to lose my position here.
People like you and me will always land on our feet.
Very true. Very true. What happened up there in Maricor is pretty incredible if you ask me. Never seen anything like it.
Oh, so you can see all the different robots are now all over the planet of Magellan.
Do you feel pride burning in your heart? As a Morcon, you should. You practically single-handedly defeated the Skyand army.
I walk a middle path, but sometimes I have to take extreme measures.
Pathetic drivel. I've heard enough. I'm not wasting any more time with you. Do what you must. Embrace the apocalypse. In Ravok's name.
I have nothing for you, my lord.
Our army will triumph. We instill fear in the hearts of all who oppose us.
Hang on. We've got to talk about the future.
Have you learned nothing from the Morcons? Future is a meaningless concept dreamt up by the insecure. There is only balance. Soon, humanity will understand that the time of destruction is upon us.
Feels like humanity's already got the gist.
As it should be. It is what we have been working towards for so long. Glory to those who in Ravok's name protect the balance.
Surely there's a way to use our freedom for good.
Pah, your inability to commit to a certain path does you a disservice. I tire of this. Leave. In Ravok's name, we will all be saved.
In Ravok's name.
High probability of collapse.
Let's get down to business. What the fuck's really going on in Maricor? Did those space freaks really turn tail just because a few dumb fucks made a big stink?
Tough talk from a guy who lives in a hole in the ground and has other people doing his dirty work.
Instead of giving me shit, how about you tell me what really happened in the main former? Those freak show motherfuckers gonna get off our planet or what?
Nah, they're dug in. They're staying to wait for the singularity.
What?
Yeah, I didn't think you'd get it. Just know that a few things are gonna have to change. And soon.
Of course things have to fucking change. And that's my line.
The Outlaws have always put freedom first. I've made sure people will have even more freedom now.
Sounds like a bunch of hippie bullshit. You're not the savior people think you are. But
Maybe
you're
I
not the
should
devil
join
they
the
think you are
Outlaws.
either. Which makes sense, because you can never pick a fucking side. Oh, and if you've got time, think you can clear that horde of insane mechs on the edge of the city?
If I have time, sure.
Oh, come on. That shit's your fault. They wouldn't be there and wouldn't be
I
this
wonder.
fucking aggressive if you didn't take out their mother AI.
Maybe. We don't know for sure.
I knew it. All I get from you is fancy fucking words. Such bullshit. If those things fuck up my day, I'm coming for you. At any rate, no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm gonna tell you what needs to change around here, and fast. Right now, every fucking asshole thinks he can go in and out of my crater whenever he wants. We got no place for asshole outsiders like you. Not anymore. I'm locking this place down to anyone who's not an outlaw. So I'd think twice about showing your ugly face back here if I were you.
Whatever you say, Baxter. Anyway, you got the info you wanted. Now I got other shit to do.
Yeah, that's right. Get the fuck out. I got...
Alright. Hey, developer's recommendation. If you do an ELEX 3, how about you give us, like, rideable mechs?
Settle.
Oh, he's just stunned. Just stunned. Oh, they're dead. Okay, I just want to test that out. So if you also wanted to wipe out as much life on the planet, I don't know. I wonder how much experience that would give you. If you started wiping out every NPC you could. I don't know. But, yeah, give us, like, rideable mechs in the third game. That'd be great. Alright, we don't need that there anymore. He's not there. Why am I taking this? It doesn't matter. Alright, let's wrap up everything here. Let's go give Kaya the terrible news. So, you know how we had a kid? Now we don't. She's not gonna be happy.
You did it! We can cross the main former off the list.
How could you ever doubt me?
No.
I have to admit, I didn't think you'd actually manage to escape.
Don't tell
this
me
time.
they don't bring it up.
You almost sound disappointed.
Thanks to you, we're still alive. That's all that matters. Keep it up. We haven't finished yet.
Oh! He doesn't bring it up.
It was a mistake.
Oh, there's a, I see it. There's a dialogue for it.
Always have to have a smart answer for everything. They've always been our arch enemies, but after recent events, they feel particularly threatened. They fear our potential dominance. We have to pace ourselves. We'll need all the strength we can muster. And the fort isn't safe right now. Attacks have become all too common. There's unrest in the air.
Okay, I get it.
You can't always pick and choose your comrades in arms.
We need to talk about Dex.
You can forget it.
It was his choice. You know how he gets once he's set on something.
Your kid was like 8 years old.
Dex has
They are
incredible
taking this
potential.
horribly.
Could soon be more powerful than either of us.
All right, I'll leave it at that.
What?
I trust your judgment. I just hope you know what you're doing.
You just sacrificed your kid to open up a gate. Oh well. Wow, that was very anticlimactic. Expected a bit more upset.
Congratulations.
You should be congratulating yourself. You're still alive.
Yes, and I'm far from finished here. I don't know what your plans are now, but I will resume my duty in the Bastion. I will lead the Sixth Power into the future, whatever that may be. The whole of Magellan, all of our lives. I made a promise.
Now that the main threat is contained, shouldn't we be dismantling the Skyend's technology?
Knock yourself out.
Okay, that was a little too fast for me. What's the catch? Our people could make good use of this upgrade of the Skyend's transformers.
Yeah, whatever. Go ahead.
Okay. Then I'll get to work as soon as this stuff is done.
I just cannot figure you out sometimes.
What?
I mean, you just head right for the main former and start kicking ass. That is a bold move. No one's trying that again anytime soon.
It's just self-preservation. You should try it.
I'm okay with my own way of handling shit, thank you. I know I should care more about all this, about the world, but, well, like my old man used to say, we live in interesting times, right?
Observing your heroic deeds was extremely interesting.
You really think I'm some kind of hero?
You acted for the greater good. Hero is an appropriate term for a person who does this.
We'll see if it's enough.
You don't sound very confident. I am registering a large number of autonomous synthetic units all over Magellan.
Cassandra might have copied a version of herself into the recently produced units before she was destroyed.
Yes, and now they are fully autonomous, developing a consciousness and fighting for independence. They have my sympathy. They will need breathing room while they find their purpose. I look forward to facing our future challenges, whatever they may be.
You really went for it. Respect.
You mean the main former? Well, I've seen worse places.
You got strong nerves. What's next?
I'll work something out. I've done enough, and I can't start worrying about everyone or having to answer for everything.
You weren't particularly decisive just now, but I'm not buying that. You are up to something. Knock yourself out. Can't wait to see what's next.
That was incredible, Jax. You are so resolute. You will meet and defeat this challenge. I know it.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
You're right. It must be strange to hear, coming from me. But the truth is, I really do feel, well, proud.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, really. Back then, at the Ice Palace, training you to be a commander, I misjudged you completely. You are not just strong of will, effective. You are not just merciless when it comes to your enemies and a great friend to your allies. You are special, a hero, a singularity, a unique phenomenon.
You said the word of the day.
Will not see the likes of you again. It seems to be your fate to keep everything in balance, to maintain the rules. Nobody else could have done this.
Okay, I get it.
Do you? I don't know why you're this way, or where it will lead us. But I know you are following your own path, and that every single one of us will have a part to play. Yes, I am sure of it. And I want to be there when the things that you have set in motion come to pass.
You will be.
Good. Then there's not much more to say. Just well done, Jax.
Shit! How do you always get away with it? Anyone else would have their guts spread across half of Magellan by now, but you?
Lucky, I guess.
If our people in the grotto knew what was going on...
We'll have to leave the Morcons one day, but it doesn't have to be today.
So, what now? Hunt down what's left of the Skyans?
We're going to have to find some new gear if we're going to get into any more fights.
Oh, come on. Don't go soft on me now. A big mutant fight would really hit the spot right now. Let's go.
Alright, so these are just slides that tell us a bit about, I guess, the ending too. I don't know if I should be reading this to y'all or not. Highly talented engineer. Whenever you stop using let's get emotions for range being extremely volatile and not predictable. Oh, I guess depending upon their favorability rating with you, you get a different ending. I'm not sure. It seems to be mostly recapping the events of the game. I'm thinking that their plot line for 3, there's dialogue popping up, so yeah. I believe that for the 3rd game, Adam is going to gain control of the Singularity, and he would have been the final boss again. She buried her love for Jax deep inside herself, hiding it as if she'd been taught to do by her own people. Jax once again caught a whirlwind of events, culminating a crucial turning point for Magellan. And he's in his berserker clothes. Oh, that's not him. People under Jax's leadership follow the middle way, a philosophy favoring the rational beings of Magellan, with more and more machines playing their part. Before deactivation, Cassandra copied simplified versions of herself into many of these machines that were to fight for independence. Cassandra's legacy lived on in them. Singularity, the cause of all the major events of recent years, could no longer be ignored. Soon it would fundamentally change Magellan forever. Oh. The clock was ticking for Magellan, and soon the world would be out of time. Crony, the combat drone, was loyal to his master Jackson and served for many years since his time as a commander of the Owls. Its programming ensured that it was always analytical, skeptical, and even hostile towards strangers and those from other factions. Small but highly effective combat robot that would immediately kill anyone who would become hostile towards Master, 100% loyal, the most faithful companion you could wish for. Bully, this crook was raised among the outlaws, believed in their goals. As a captain, answered the Duke, protected the crater. Duke of Arteris finally decided to take Bully out. His decision would shatter Bully's worldview and his loyalty. Yeah, so this is recapping events from the game and giving kind of a where do they end up? Falk's not a human. Yeah, we learned that in the first ELEX. Ambition to become human. Don't they always? Robots always want to be human. Never trust a robot. I never found out what happened to Zardon, though. I guess it's assumed he was killed in the first game. He was pretty pivotal in the first one. Now we're on to Nasty. In the end, even Jax found himself on this dangerous woman's blacklist. Really? Even though I romanced her in this playthrough. Relationship developed in years, intensified her spies for real affection. Even though she struggled to admit it to anyone, including herself. Rat. Wow, they're going through everybody, huh? Well, I'm not going to skip it. I don't know what's going to happen now. Plus, I got to go back because we still have to test that one thing before we call it. Before we close this book called ELEX 2. Close the final chapter. And that is, how high into the sky can you fly up? Or maybe I'll save that for a separate video. That way people don't have to wade through this entire video to see it. And that's probably a better idea, huh? I'll do that. So keep an eye out. Because that's what's going to be coming. I'm going to go silent through the rest of these for y'all. I'm still here. Don't worry. Just waiting. And the paper boy down the street. Good old Azog. Alright. Well, that's jarring. Hopefully that wasn't too bad for y'all. What's this show up as? Epilogue? No, chapter 4. Alright, folks. I'm going to call it here. Just want to say thank you for joining me through this long adventure that started with Risen 1 and ended on ELEX 2. Meaning we covered Risen 1, Risen 2, Risen 3, ELEX 1, and ELEX 2. Hopefully some of these videos may inspire or encourage you to pick up these games themselves and allow you to give them a try. Because they are fun. And I do recommend them, with whatever gripes I've had with each of them. If you can just get through the beginning parts of all those games, that's the toughest part. But once you do, and once it starts clicking, you're just going to have a blast. And as usual, I always recommend getting them when they're on sale. Alright everyone. To my subscribers, you all stay awesome. You have an amazing day. You drive by rub my computers, I'll catch you next time. Till then, you all have a good morning, good afternoon, and good night. See ya.